Hey, ladies, before we dive into episode 67, I have something really exciting to tell you. If you haven't seen on social media, I released a daily journal. It's called the Morning Motivation Journal, and it's freaking amazing. All you need is a few minutes each morning. You focus on what I believe are the top 5 components that will not only set your intentions for the day, you're going to feel motivated throughout the day because of what you put into this journal. So, those top 5 areas are gratitude, your priorities, positive self talk. There's definitely a self care nourishment component and one very focused, big, audacious goal. If you click in the show notes below to the shop, you're going to see the Sunrise Morning Motivation Journal. Ladies, this hardcover journal is going to keep you motivated for 90 days. Yep, I put 90 days of entries in there. Why? Well, first of all, why not? But really, that's my entry program with my coaching, and I know there's amazing things that happen in a 90-day period. I'm also including an affirmation bookmark so you know exactly where you are at the beginning of each day. Now, there's free shipping, but there's one side note to that. I'm only shipping in the United States right now. I know, I'm hoping to add international sales very soon. So go ahead, click into the show notes, or just head to www.healthcoachforlife.com. That's healthcoach, the number 4life.com/shop. You're going to see the Sunrise Morning Motivation Journal. I'm going to get that shipped out to you ASAP. Why not start your day completely motivated? And hey, why not dive into this episode all about Christmas morning right now?
Welcome to the Health, Life, and More for Women podcast with certified life coach, mom of 4, and just all-around lover of all things 80s, your host, Jennifer D'Amato. Buckle in. Let's get started.
So when I'm recording this episode, we are really just a few weeks away from Christmas Day. Now, I love Christmas. I really do. I love all the decorations. I think what I love most is actually driving around neighborhoods and seeing other people's Christmas lights. We keep it pretty basic around here. And by we, I don't do the outside lights. But we keep it very simple. Other people, they do it all. So driving around, looking at their lights, yes. Even better, hot chocolate in my hand, Christmas music blasting in the car, and my kids, even the teenagers, pointing out things that they like. Yes, that's probably my favorite thing about Christmas. I think we all have favorite things, and I definitely think we have things that we don't like. One of the biggest complaints that I hear from parents, and I've heard it for a long time, that's why I'm bringing it here, is that they feel it's over in a blink of an eye. So we build up all this anticipation, right? We do all these things, whether it's, all the decorating, all the hoopla, but it's really not just that. It's all the purchasing of gifts and the thought that even goes into that. My kids now have to make a list. When they were younger, I knew exactly what to get. I have almost no idea. And I think the things I would get now without a list, it would just be okay. But let's go to Christmas morning. And I want you just for a moment, picture how Christmas morning is in your house. Maybe you have kids waking you up at the crack of dawn. It's still dark and cold out, and you're like, are you kidding me? We had some rules. Usually we had to wait for everyone to get up. And for the most part, when they were little, yes, our mornings started earlier, but everyone was fairly respectful of that. For a long time, I was nursing babies at Christmas time for many, many years, so I was up anyway. But go to your Christmas morning. What does it look like and feel like? Does it go by so quickly? that you feel like it was too quickly? That you've somehow been gypped of the time? There's wrapping paper all over the floor that you just spent hours meticulously putting on boxes. The kids have left the room where they opened gifts and moved on. And you're just sitting there wondering what just happened. Like some tornado had gone through your house and tore up Christmas. This is the complaint I hear from most parents. It's over in a blink of an eye. Everything happens so fast, all that I put into it, and it's just over. And there's this sense, this feeling of just being let down. And it's not that, they're upset with their children. I mean, kids are being kids, but they wanted more. They wanted more of an experience with them, more memories created. Well, this is something we started very early on. I believe that we have such a successful, wonderful Christmas morning because of a few things that we do. Now, I want to let you know, before I even recorded this episode, I sat down with the Christmas morning experts. No, that's not my husband and myself. I actually talked to my 4 daughters. And I brought this to them, like, why do you like Christmas morning here? What are the things that you like most about Christmas morning? And what I loved is everything that we put into this to make our Christmas mornings not go away in a blink of an eye is exactly what they love about it. So if you are going into this Christmas holiday wanting a different Christmas morning experience, I am here to tell you, you can do these things this year. Your kids may be like, we're doing what now? Hold on. I promise you the end result is beautiful. So I want to give you some of the secrets, if you will, to our successful Christmas morning. Brought to you by me, yes, but influenced greatly by the hearts of my children. All right, I'm going to list my favorite first. And I have to say it was in the top 3 that my kids mentioned. On Christmas morning, before we open any presents, we don't even come out and open presents right away. I know it's kind of crazy to think that, but I'm telling you it's possible. And part of the reason we don't is in our family, we do celebrate the birth of Christ. And I always felt like if you're going to celebrate something that is a birthday, we need a cake. So as soon as my kids were old enough, I started making a birthday cake. It's usually a chocolate cake. I don't really enjoy cake very much. It's not my favorite thing. So I make what the kids like. And it's usually a chocolate cake. There's been a couple of years with teenagers that they've actually asked if they can make the cake. So we come out and have cake for breakfast. Oh, yes. My kids think I am the coolest mom ever because I'm like, would you like a piece of chocolate cake for breakfast? Yes. Now, if you're thinking, how am I ever going to get my kids to not go right for the tree and open a presents? Offer them a piece of chocolate cake. It works wonders. So, I have these memories of my toddler, tiny children coming out so excited for cake. There's presents under the tree, and I assure you, they get very excited about the presents. They look at the presents. Everything under the tree is always wrapped, so they can't see anything. And they go for the cake. Now, teenagers these days, they're excited about the cake, but they don't seem like, yummy cake. They need to, wake up and kind of get their morning going before they have the cake. But the cake for breakfast is amazing. It is the best start to the day. Now, I wasn't always an intuitive eating coach, and even this piece was part of something that I just loved. No rules. Even when I was surrounded by food rules, I made this cake. And I really believe it just sent a beautiful, beautiful message to my kids. We're celebrating There's no food rule here. We are just celebrating together. Now, let me tell you, I am excited for that piece of cake with a cup of coffee. I also make something called strata. It's bread, cheese, egg. Always make it. My mom made it when we were kids. It is our Christmas morning breakfast. So that's always hot out of the oven as well. And I'm going to tell you, my husband and I are like, we want some food and coffee before we do anything else. So even if the kids don't want cake, our morning starts slower because of this. And again, it's been a long time tradition. So if you have really little ones, it's so easy just to say, this is how we do things. This year, I have a feeling my teenagers will take over the cake making. I am having surgery. If you listened a few episodes back, in the behind the scenes episode, I talked about the breast surgery. There will be no heavy lifting. So they and my hubby, I'm sure, will be helping with all the breakfast and morning activities. So, another fun part of our morning that definitely adds to a successful end of the morning is how we've decided to actually do gifts. Now, it's not about how many are there. We've generally only done 3 things they can open. Sometimes that one of those has multiple gifts in it, but generally it's always been 3 gifts. When they were really little, I always did something for fun, something they could wear, and something to read. When they were little, that was gold. They loved it. They knew what to expect. They were going to get, something totally fun to play with, but they were also getting something to read. I'm a teacher. I want my kids to love reading. And for the most part, they all do. And something to wear also became something kind of fun, but something to wear was obviously very useful. They always got things in their stockings that kind of added on to their gifts, but in general, those 3 things. Now, I will still keep it to 3, but unfortunately, as they've gotten older, it's harder to kind of keep those parameters. I do the best I can when it comes to gift giving. However, I just have to have that flexibility. We're raising teenagers now, and freaking things to play with, they're freaking expensive. Totally different playing field now. However, we've also done something with gifts for each other, the siblings buying for each other. Now, when they were really little, they would get a set amount of money and they bought something small for each of their sisters. So they were always buying 3 small gifts. And again, when they were little, this was wonderful. They really enjoyed picking out something cute. So it was around maybe $5. They had to, be creative too in what they got. And they got something for each of their sisters. Well, again, as they got older, this just did not work. You cannot get a 15-year-old something good for $5 that she's just going to love. I'm sorry. It just did not work that way for us. So what I decided to do, probably maybe 2 Christmases ago, they pick a name out of the hat and they buy for one sister. They haunt me as soon as Thanksgiving gets here of when are we picking the name out of the hat? When are we picking the name out of the hat? They love it so much. There's that element of surprise, right? There's that, no one knows who each other got and they get to surprise that sibling on Christmas morning. So they love that element. They also really enjoy buying something for one another. I do believe it's because we started instilling that young. Now, listen, we paid for it. We've always taken care of it. Someday they'll do it themselves. But I love that this is something that can grow in their heart. It's a heart thing for them and building their relationship, which is something really important and fundamental to our parenting style. We want them to be friends, and you need to know your friend to know what to buy for your friend. So I love this part. I love going with them to pick out the gift. I actually even like when they get the name and seeing the reaction on their face. Like, it's gold to me. It is just gold. What my kids said was that they loved most about Christmas morning was seeing the reaction of their sibling that they got. They love it. They also added on that they like better doing the one big gift. It is so fun. And I have to tell you, like, the memories created from this are beautiful. Now, here's the big piece. We go one by one. It's not a free-for-all, grab all your gifts, open everything up, and we just try to watch as best we can. One sibling grabs the gift, gives it to the other. Everybody watches. Everybody watches. It's kind of this big moment of who got who and what did they get. It's wonderful. Now, you might be asking, well, how do you know who to start with? This was my oldest. Her favorite part of Christmas morning is the pickle. It's a German tradition. I believe it's a German tradition. I just do it because my kids love it. You hide this pickle. It's an ornament pickle, not a real one, in the Christmas tree. And whoever finds the pickle gets to open the first gift of Christmas. It is a super dorky tradition. I don't know. Like, I would never do it if it wasn't something introduced to us. And my kids didn't freaking love it so much. Now, I believe the reason my oldest said that she loves it so much is because she always finds it. We have tried so hard to hide this pickle where she would not be able to find it. And yet every year she finds the dang pickle. I think that's why she likes it. So that means she gets the first gift. She's a smart cookie, that one. But then each person goes and we wait and we watch. So the sibling gifts are always first. I don't know that they request it. It's something they want to do. I think it's because they've been holding on to this surprise for weeks on end. They just can't even hold it anymore. They cannot wait to bless their sister with whatever it is that they got. And then from there, we actually keep the same process. So whoever started, our oldest, hello, gets to actually grab her first gift. And it's the one, from David and I. And again, everyone watches. Everyone gets to be part of that experience, not just mom and dad. We get to enjoy everything that went into that gift. Every thought, every wrapping paper decision. My husband wraps gifts like a pro, y'all. I mean, seriously, guy could make some side money for how good he is. He wraps all the presents every year. And to see that actually be enjoyed, it makes it worthwhile. I know it might seem like a lot, to go from tearing through everything to slowing everything down. But I'm telling you, the end result is a much more enjoyable experience. Just think about how our morning goes. It starts off with chocolate cake. And then from there, it is one person being focused on after another. You get to be the center of attention. We get to celebrate what you got. We get to see what you got. We get to see your reaction to every gift you receive. It's beautiful. I know that I wouldn't keep these traditions, the way that we do Christmas morning here, if my girls didn't love it. I would make changes. I would do things a little bit differently. So when I know for certain that it's something they enjoy, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep things the way they are. And I have to say, having teenagers now who actually sleep in, nobody's getting up at 5 a.m. for Christmas Day. And if they are, y'all don't bother anybody else. Wait. Having teenagers, things are just slower in the morning. And no one's complaining. No one's like, hurry up, let's go. They know this is how we do things. And they love it. They love it as much as I do. It's one of those things as parents, we hope that it fills them so much, a piece of it goes into their parenting someday. I hope that there was something, a golden nugget, as I say, something from this that you want to take into your Christmas morning. Something that would slow things down and make it the most enjoyable experience. Maybe it's cake. You're just like, I don't even care. Whatever I celebrate, I'm just bringing cake into Christmas morning. I mean, it's Christmas. Who doesn't love cake on Christmas morning? Maybe You want to shift how you're doing gifts, and you want to actually slow it down and watch each gift. Maybe you want to go out and find a special ornament. It doesn't have to be a pickle. You can look up this tradition. It doesn't have to be the pickle, but maybe it's a bell or a special bow, and you actually want to bring that into your Christmas morning. And whoever finds that special ornament, you have to show them ahead of time. That's who opens the first gift. Maybe this episode just gave you a point of reflection. A point of reflection of what is it that you love about your Christmas morning, and maybe there's something you want to shift and change, and it just gave you some space to think about it. No matter what, I'm hoping that your Christmas morning feels like a success. It feels full of joy and gratitude and love for the people that you're with. All right, we're almost there. We're almost to the end of this year. I wish you all a wonderful, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. All right, until next week, ladies.